Yes.
Okay. So if I'm doing to go through this chord progression, first A minor 7, so I look at the different possibilities I have for an A minor 7 in the first 5 frets, just using the triad notes. And this includes the inversion. 1, flat 3, 5, flat 3, 1, 5, flat 3, 5. All right, that's a left side position minor. I could do section 1. I could do a section 2, left side position minor. 1, flat 3, 5, flat 3, 1, 5, flat 3, 5. I could do a right side position, section 1, using the open string. Because the open string really, if I go 1, flat 3, 5, flat 3, that's really like doing this as far as this positional aspect is concerned. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
1, flat 3, 5, flat 3, 1, 5, flat 3, 5. I've got the A up here. I could do a section 3, right side. 1, flat 3, 5, flat 3, 1, 5, flat 3, 5. I could do a section 2, right side position. 1, flat 3, 5, flat 3, 1, 5, flat 3, 5. So I've got all those different ways to configure the notes of an A minor triad, putting the root on the first beat of the chord, and then having beats 2, 3, and 4 allocated to the 3s and 5s in different combinations.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, which will allow me to make up a completely functional walking bass line over this jazz chord progression.
Okay.
So if I look at all the different possibilities for each individual chord, right?
Right.
And then just kind of get acquainted with them, and then I can work on composing walking bass lines. Now, basically, improvisation is composing fast.
Right.
That's really what it is, right? On the spot kind of composing.
Right.
And then, of course, slow composing is writing it out and doing all that stuff. Right, so if I compose a walking bass line, just make choices. And it's good to do this without the track at first and just kind of get used to putting these things together. It's like a puzzle. So I go 1, so I'm going to use a section 1, left side position to start off with for the A minor. 1, flat 3, 5, flat 3. So I've used up all 4 beats of the A minor 7 chord. Now I want to go to the D dominant 7th chord. And the rule for now is to approach the 4th beat of the chord you're on to the closest root note available.
Okay.
All right? Still restricting your choices to the first 5 frets. 1, flat 3, 5, flat 3. My closest D is going to be either this 5th fret on the A string or the open D, since they're the same pitch. And depending on which one you will use will kind of dictate kind of what position it's in. So getting back to 1, flat 3, 5, flat 3. So I'm going to pick a section 2 left side position. 1, 3, 5, 3. And then I pick the closest G note, which would be here. And I'm going to do a center position inversion. 1, 5, 3, 5. To a C, section 3. 1, 3, 5, 3. To an F sharp minor 7 flat 5. Center position. 1, flat 5, flat 3, flat 5. To a B7 major. 1, 5, 3, 5. To E minor. 1, flat 3, 5, flat 3. To 1, 5, flat 3, 5. And then back at A again. So I have a perfectly functional walking bass line that's going to completely and very clearly outline the chord sound. So this is an excellent way to start jazz walking bass lines, because you really, there should be somebody listening to you play would say, oh, you're playing Autumn Leaves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'd be painfully obvious. Now,
Yeah.
generally, nobody plays walking bass lines just using triads. But if you start off with that and get really good at that, your harmonic foundation is going to be like really huge in this style. So when you start adding devices to it, it's coming from a very strong harmonic place. The mistake a lot of people make with jazz walking bass lines is they get outside too quickly before they've mastered inside, and it loses its foundation. So guys that are really good at an implied harmony stuff are good at it because they're doing it from a very strong harmonic foundation.